Now, here's your first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Henry Groff.
Well, we are going to continue to track that stormy weather for us as we get into the weekend. And as we take a look across the country, we do have that strong cold front starting to set up across the central plains. And by the time you know it, heading into Saturday, all of that warm air is going to be moving in. And then we hit Sunday and that cold front comes through. So we do have that first alert weather day for you. Our main time frame that we're going to be focusing on is late Sunday morning as those winds start to pick up and heading into the afternoon. We'll be looking at that potential for wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. That could lead to that potential for isolated power outages. So as we look ahead through Futurecast, you can see those winds slowly ramping up. Those are just those gusts up to around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Then into the late morning and afternoon around 40 miles per hour. But by the time we get into the evening, this activity is going to start to ramp down and those gusty winds won't be much of a problem, especially starting to roll into Monday. Now, another thing that we're going to be watching is that isolated severe weather threat. There is plenty of shear up in the atmosphere as we start to head through Sunday to allow for that risk for damaging winds and that isolated tornado threat. However, the timing of this system moving through is going to limit that activity. That's why that threat is on the marginal side with rain coming in late morning, early afternoon. So that's going to limit the amount of instability that we have. But we still could see those small squall lines moving through the afternoon and early evening, creating that threat for spotty damaging winds. That's why that severe weather threat isn't out of the woods for us, but still we're going to keep an eye on it. And just to be safe, once we hit that evening, those storms will be moving out of the way with mainly scattered showers into Sunday night. So we will get a good amount of rain out of this. Expect around ½ an inch for everyone across the Middle Ohio Valley with isolated amounts closer to an inch in total. But we do have more rain in your forecast heading into next week, and that's going to be mainly into Tuesday with another cold front pushing by. But overall, this afternoon, it is going to be nice and pleasant, mostly sunny skies with an increase in cloud cover for your afternoon, getting into those upper 60s. Then tonight, not as cold, looking at mostly cloudy skies, but your Saturday, nice and quiet, but very warm. We will be hitting those upper 70s and wouldn't be surprising to see some spots try to hit the low 80s. After that active weather pushes through on Sunday next week, even though we do have some showers on Tuesday, it is going to be a whole lot cooler, expecting highs in those mid 60s. Even Wednesday, upper 50s for a high. And even though we had a little bit of frost across parts of the Middle Ohio Valley this morning, that is also going to be coming back later next week as we look at those overnight lows dropping back into the 30s, Emma Grace.
Oh, we are just on the steady slope to winter and snow.
We are just sliding further and further into fall, and like I said, getting closer to winter.
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about snow. It makes me sad. And coming up